One of the most important roles for our organization is to contribute to the quality of life in the region, to work to make sure that every individual who lives in the region can rise to their highest potential, and to promote a sense of interconnectedness and interdependency among and between the 82 towns and 9 counties and a part of White Earth Reservation. We are the stewards of that region.
I think we've all heard we're all doing better if we're all doing better, right? That kind of thought of like the community health holistically. Our goal of the Rural Belonging Initiative is to promote and facilitate belonging in our small towns and communities as our region goes through significant changes with aging and diversifying populations. We also know that the changes we're seeing with new neighbors, we know that a lot of neighbors have been born in different countries, are coming with different languages and cultures, and it's exciting.
Conexiones is a nonprofit organization. The whole goal of what we do is to make sure new families that are moving to our communities feel welcomed and connected when they get here. Here in Little Morris, Minnesota, we have an Aztec dance group. The teachers are from Mexico City and they've brought their traditions and culture here. So that's a really neat thing to see how people are bringing parts of their home to their new home. I feel like enhancing the culture and the community that we have here.
Conexiones is one of our grant recipients, and they do really great work. They're truly leaders in the region, and we're happy to support them.
When I arrived, it was a little difficult. I didn't speak the language, so it was a little hard. With Conexiones, I like this organization, and I like to work in there because I'm able to work with the families and support them. It makes the community more welcoming to the immigrants.
We truly value diversity, and so to welcome and to invite others into our spaces and communities is really meaningful.
In rural areas, it just takes a lot of people to be involved to run local governments. There's 410 units of government. So where do we find those candidates? I've served in local elected office for 14 years now, and I still remember the day that I decided to run for office. And it was Labor Day 2004, and we were at a family gathering and we were talking politics. I remember my dad saying to me, and he said to me in a real respectful way, he said, "You know, you have a lot of opinions. Why don't you run for local office?" And I thought, I don't know the first thing about local government. I didn't even know what ward I lived in, but I did know one thing. My wife and I decided that we were going to live in Fergus Falls, and I wanted to be a part of the future. And so I put my name on that ballot, and I ran. The Rural Democracy Project is a program that's designed to support those people who would like to be engaged with their local government, run for local office, and also support those who are currently serving in elected positions in the 9-county region of West Central Minnesota.
There's a beauty out here in the rolling hills and the plains, and there's an opportunity for growth here. My name is Keila Marie Granda. I've lived in the cities, I've lived in Duluth. I live on a farm currently. I have horses, I feed the chickens. I know what it's like to go from farming to the cities to whatever it might be. I get that dynamic and I understand it and I appreciate it.
So Keila, tell me what motivates you to be interested to participate in a program like the Rural Democracy Project?
It can be difficult for anyone going into politics, but particularly if someone who comes in from like a lower, socioeconomic status or as a person of color. We need to listen to the folks who are coming from the experiences and the communities that we want to serve. And so it is hard getting in those doors. And I don't see a lot of people like me. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So that way we can get more people in. Out here, you definitely have to pull together a lot of different community members, a lot of different groups. How are you doing that and how are you engaging with them?
Yeah, well, I think the important thing, Keila, is finding your authentic voice. And that's one thing that this project hopes to do. If we can give people the confidence, some of the tools, everyone has a unique style, everyone brings in a unique set of experiences into into their role in leadership. And so hopefully just to help them cultivate that so they can be the leader that they want to be and that their community needs.
West Central Initiative is both a community foundation and a regional planning organization. And there's a strong bond with the blue skies, the water, the trees, the soil beneath our feet, that there's a sense of that we're all part of this. We have to develop a very strong sense of stewardship about the natural world. We are in common cause with regions around the state, regions around the continent, and then rolling it up to the globe. We all sense that there's some urgency here. Universities have all this potential to be a laboratory for change, for ideas, to generate ideas, to get people inspired by those ideas to take action. And this campus has a reputation that precedes it.
In 2020, we became carbon neutral in electricity, but as you drive around the Morris campus, you're going to see a lot of things that demonstrate our commitment to climate action. You're going to not only see wind turbines, you're going to see solar thermal panels, you're going to see solar electricity panels and agrivoltaic fields, you're going to see green buildings, you're going to see EV charging. Lots of different experiments are going on here in Morris around climate action. We started putting LED lighting up on the campus, and that work then continued on into LED lighting across the entire community. Putting solar at the edge of our campus has inspired the city, and the solar on campus has inspired the city to put solar all across the community. The Morris model is the partnership between the University of Minnesota Morris and the City of Morris and other community partners to help advance our shared sustainability aspirations.
That's one of the best stories that I think higher education could ever tell, which is that it lives in harmony with the community in which it resides.
So we've got reason to be hopeful that the solutions exist. If you come to Morris, you can see what the future looks like.
I grew up in the region, and I know firsthand that a lot of times in very small towns, small communities, given that we're cozy and we all know each other and we share a lot of the same culture, foods, that sort of thing, that environment can also create only one version of success, only one version of how to live, and only one way of being. It can be really challenging for folks that may not look like the majority of the community here and have a different religion, language, that sort of thing. There's so many ways of living. There's so many versions of success. And we're out so that everyone can find their place in community and thrive.
Me sitting here, I'm an example, and there are others like me who carry the voices of the communities that they represent. That's why I do what I do, because as long as I can, I will bring that unique perspective until it's no longer needed.
At the local level, we have the opportunity to engage in the conversations that go deeper, that go beyond partisan politics, that go to where people are with their families, the future of their children, their communities, their vision for what they believe can be, to engage people where they're at on the ground, where they can really truly make a difference in their community.
I imagine a world where people live in a place that operates in harmony with the natural world. So the energy we require and that we desire to live the lifestyles that we live, that is flowing without harming the world. People have come to us, they've applied to work with us, they've asked to be on our board. There's a groundswell of support for work that is aligned towards harmony with the natural world and with each other, and welcoming all kinds of people into our region and supporting them to be whole, healthy, happy people. There is like work to be done here, and there are great ideas. Get going.